Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope that you are enjoying the content, and as before, if you have not yet subscribed, do think about doing so for daily match news about Crystal Palace. So first of all, this is the I'm going to talk about today about the friendly between Liverpool and Crystal Palace, which was held in Singapore. And I have to say, the team that we put out originally, and I'm going to put the team here, the lineup, so hopefully that'll pop up in a minute. The team that we put out was almost like a Premier League side. It was quite, we had Raksaki in there, Phillips was in there, but apart from that, it was pretty much one of the sides that we would put out against a Premier League team. And I thought that, that was a team that could possibly do okay. I mean, Liverpool had a terrible game against Manchester United. They're going to want to bounce back from that, and so I wasn't expecting a huge amount from the game, but I thought that we would at least be able to hold a good account of ourselves. First half, it was a little bit disjointed. We had some of the play, and we did seem to be trying to close down and work hard as a team. But our final ball and our passing wasn't on point today. We were missing we were misplacing a lot of passes. At times, instead of playing out for the back, we were hoofing the ball out, and of course then it was landing up in a Liverpool player. So our passing wasn't exactly what I would expect from them in the Premier League. But I guess, as I said, this is just a friendly, and they're still working out their tactics and things like that. We had Joel Ward in the middle rather than at one of the flanks. So, but I think he had a good game. I think all of the ones at the back, all the guys at the back, had a good game. Raksaki, I thought, played okay. I thought that he had a good game as well. He was trying to get involved, and he was trying to build up the play from the back and work balls in. A couple of times he made a few missed passes, but I think in general I don't think he played too bad at all. I was quite impressed with Phillips. I thought that he played well. He got some good tackles, and he seemed to be quite energetic and trying to get involved in the play. So I was quite pleased with him. He did play very well. And so did most of the team, actually. I thought AU had a fairly good game. He was trying to do his best. He's putting in some good passes. I think he was probably one of the best passers outside of Anderson in the side today. And overall, I thought we didn't play too badly at all in terms of trying to create chances. We did try to create chances, although unfortunately most of the time the crosses came in, they didn't connect with anybody, which was a shame. But Liverpool in the first half just looked like they weren't even in top gear. They were kind of cruising. They were passing the ball around, played a lot better than they did against Manchester United, and you could see that they'd had a few extra days training. They put in some more work in the training ground, and they looked a much more secure, much more cohesive unit than we did at the time. Although we did play well in spells, they certainly had the upper hand. And in the second half, it came out, the exact same team came out in the second half. There wasn't any changes, and so we kind of just carried on in this very similar vein. Again, we were trying to play the ball, we were trying to create chances, but Liverpool were just a bit too strong for us, and they were getting the ball off of us. And again, there was a few wayward passes in there, which was difficult to deal with. But overall, I thought that it was a fairly promising game. I thought that we didn't play that badly, and there were some good highlights certainly from the game. And I'm just going to go through some of the highlights of the game from my point of view. Obviously, Liverpool did score 2 goals. One goal around 13 minutes, which was scored by Henderson, and it was basically a cutback from the byline, and he ran onto the ball, didn't even take a touch, he just hit it with his right foot, curled it in past Gaeta. There wasn't any runners on him or anyone marking him as he was running in, which was obviously a mistake by our part, because he got a free kick, basically, a free shot goal, and it went in past Gaeta. So that was the difficult thing. Mo Salah scored in the second half. Mo Salah came on in the second half, and he scored, which was it was quite a good goal. Although I do think at times again we needed to be a bit more aggressive in our defending and a bit tighter in our marking. But looking at the first half, I did think that we were actually quite good to keep it at 2. It could easily have been more than that at times. They did. Liverpool did create more chances than just those 2. And as I said before, I don't think they were really running at full speed. We were. There were a couple of highlights, as I said before. Killian Phillips, I thought he played very well. He had a very strong game, and Tarek Mitchell well, the whole back line actually I think played quite well. You know, they were a little bit rusty, a little bit slow to the ball at times, but I think in general they played quite well together. You had Edouard, Ayew and Mateta up front, and I thought they were okay. Mateta was running around quite a lot. He looks, I don't know what it is about Mateta, but he tends to look exhausted all the time. You know, he's like plodding. I mean, he's got a good bit of pace on him, and he does, you know, play well. But you know, when he's not got the ball and he's just plodding like he's exhausted. But he didn't have that bad a game. You know, he had a couple of runs in on goal, but couldn't find the ball, couldn't find him, unfortunately. But that wasn't too bad, to be fair. And then in the second half we had a big change around the 66 minutes when Malcolm Ebirobi, Adaramola, Boateng, Raymond, O'Brien came on, and I thought they didn't do badly at all. Ebirobi seemed to be having a good game. You know, he was trying little tricks, trying to get past players and stuff like that. I thought it was a good goal. It was a good game. Not completely up to speed yet, but that's going to be the case. He's only just joined the club, so I think he's still learning his way around and learning the new setup that Vieira wants him to play. But I thought he had a fairly solid game, to be fair, and as did the young players. I thought all of the young players that came on showed energy and determination to try and get the ball and to try and play well. Liverpool, I think, were just a bit too strong for us today, but it was promising from the young guys to see them out there and to see them playing as a team and trying to get the ball back and trying to play. I thought it was very encouraging indeed, and certainly something that we're going to look forward to. There's a lot of promising players there, certainly. And then around 74 minutes, Scott Banks, Sadiq Afrikaib, Robert Street, Ozoa and Rodney came on, and so it was pretty much a youth team by that point. But I thought they did okay. It was, when you're considering you're up against at that time you had Salah on, and it was quite a solid Liverpool team in that second half, and I thought they actually adapted quite well and actually did not as bad at all. This is a friendly game, and I know that you still want to get a good result, but at the end of the day, I think considering it was a friendly game and considering it was a second half vastly favouring youth in our side, I don't think they did that badly at all, and it's certainly something that they're going to learn from, not just the game but whole experience of going out to a tournament and doing a tour like that. It's going to give them a lot of things to think about and a lot of experience, for example. So I think overall it wasn't a bad game. We lost it 2-0, but I think in general it wasn't too bad at all. But if you watched the game, let me know down in the comments what you thought about it, whether you thought it was the same as me or whether you had a different opinion. And well, in general, if you even if you didn't see the game, if you have any comments about it, then do drop them down in the description down below. Thank you very much. Bye bye.